the Porsche 718 Cayman S. Normally, I would say I need the GTS for Supercar Throttle, but this has a lot of features that boost it into the same price point as the GTS, and we also have the Chrono package, which drops the 0 to 60 by 0.2 seconds at 4.2 seconds. So what's the purpose of having a GTS when it gets it at 4 seconds? I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle, and the vehicle we're showcasing is in GT Silver Metallic over black and chalk leather interior. The front gets 4 inches of clearance. You get a frunk, and for extra storage, we got 5.3 cubic feet for this frunk, which is quite a bit because my MC20, you can only literally fit something like this. I mean, you could fit 2 suitcases in here with no problems. 4-point LED headlights in daytime runnings, front parking sensors, and a top speed at 177 miles per hour in this thing that weighs like a feather. What I like about the 718 Cayman though, opposed to my personal MC20 Cello, is this is a daily driven vehicle. You can get it even more engaged because you can option a manual transmission. This has the PDK 7-speed automatic transmission, and underneath the hood has the 2.5 liter Boxer 4-cylinder turbocharged, 350 horsepower, 309 pound-feet of torque. And that gets a quarter mile at 12.4 seconds. I mean, when we're putting all this together, yeah, 44 horsepower sounds amazing for the GTS. And don't get me wrong, it's a great vehicle, but I also like having features to the vehicle and not getting something base just because of 0.2 seconds 0 to 60. It's going to achieve 19 mpgs for the city, 25 mpgs for the highway, rear-wheel drive configuration, with the curb weight at 3,157 pounds, just under 97.5 inches of a wheelbase. So what that means is you are more than engaged because the steering column is literally right in front of the wheel well, so that's why it's a more fun to drive vehicle. Practical, it can be, but it's an everyday driving vehicle. The rear gets the 4-point LED tail lights, dual exhaust that's going to be exposed with the reverse parking sensors, a reverse camera with an active spoiler that activates at 78 miles per hour and higher, and you can also do it by the push of a button, so that way when you're going at lower speeds, you still look cool, similar to a 911, but you're not spinning that kind of dough, and you're not getting that kind of performance, but you are unlocking quick top speeds, because when you consider all of those specs in that curb weight, you're gonna have adrenaline when you drive this vehicle. And if you like us bringing vehicles like this to the channel, let us know in the comments, drop a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe. The more engagements you do with the channel, the better it is for the algorithm, so we can bring more performance vehicles to Supercar Throttle. The best part about Supercar Throttle is the drive. And boy, does this thing scream. It's literally a symphony that comes into play. And it's so quick and precise. You feel very engaged because you're right in front of the wheel well. I would drive it mostly in sport mode though, because in Sport Plus, it stays at a huge, like you're at 5 RPM all the time. The clearance is good, the visibility is good, there's a lot of pros going on, it's not too techified, so I appreciate that. I don't appreciate the smaller screen. I wish that this was at least an 8-inch, but I understand, I mean, it's a discontinued vehicle. You don't feel that much of the imperfections in the drive either, so it's comfortable and composed whether you're driving in a rural area or if you're going onto the interstate. And for maneuverability, I mean, it's a Porsche. It's got you taken care of. The nice thing about the 718 Cayman S is you are saving some dough if you are considering the GTS. And normally we would be bringing the GTS to the channel because of what you're getting. But the reason why I wanted to stress this vehicle is because you're actually just 0.2 seconds slower on a 0 to 60, it doesn't really equate to paying that extra dough, especially if I want features. And that's a con that always comes into play, because with Porsche, you got to pay for things like a little leather wrap here, if you want more premium materials throughout and even on the door card. They kind of nickel and dime you, and even for navigation, you got to pay for extra features. But then for cubby storages, I mean, look at this. They give you more here, here, and they even close this in, giving you cup holders. On my MC20, I only have one cup holder. At least you can have 2 bottles in this car. I'm gonna try that boost. And you get the exhaust node, just stays in. That fun to drive just opens up. It's playful and it's still comfortable. We're gonna turn the boost. And that's what I mean by 4 seconds, 0 to 60. It literally sounds like a concert with the exhaust note that filters in. And this is a turbocharged 4-cylinder, have you? It is crazy what Porsche is giving you. If you don't want to add a lot of features and you want to get a little bit more basic, you can do that, and you have the fun to drive experience every single day, because look how high up we are off the ground. I'm not so concerned about denting a rim or doing curbing the wheels because of the ground clearance. The vehicle is small. And if I want more engagement, Porsche gives it to you because they offer a manual transmission. That's not going to be the case if you go into BMW. Now, as you drive up to a higher speed on the interstate, it does get a little bit more noisy, but that's also to be expected because of the lightweight vehicle it is. But it's still comfortable and composed even with 20-inch wheels. But what's a Porsche without some fun? Fortunately, got to slow down a little bit to let people in. But you get the burbles that come into play. It livens up. It's a fun overall vehicle. I would definitely option this over the GTS, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.